Today, Precarious plays Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. So, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, right?
Yeah.
Here's an example of a problem that I have with the full release. The way that all of your characters develop feels half-baked. It feels like you have... It's got this really thoughtless holdover from D&D. I mean, it's got... Hold on, let me think about it. So, in Mountain Blade, your characters are all rated on vigor, endurance, control. Is this starting to sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Cunning, social, and I don't even think they tried to mask the last one. I think it's just called intelligence.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like so guys, I don't think strength, constitution, dexterity, charisma, wisdom, and I don't think that those are like copyrighted. I think that if you want to just use them, you can.
Yeah.
What is that?
Used all your goggles.
Ah, good call.
Okay, it's nothing, and it's double nothing.
Yeah,
okay.
Not even detected.
No,
Weird.
it's just that. That's all it is.
Oh, it was just one of those. Huh, why was that one like permanently darkened? Oh, but if I had shot it at the start, it would have just obliterated all of that. It would have obliterated that crowd.
It would have, yeah.
That would have been interesting. That would have been visually spectacular, at least. Well, the point is, it's like, why? Why are those attributes there? So, your characters, they're all rated. The important thing, it's sort of like the derived values, which just come from skills. You know, this isn't going to get too confusing if I try to explain it this way. So first up, I'm going to sit here for a second to recuperate and continue to gather my thoughts. I'm not 100% today. I've got a bit of a head cold. And everything just feels a little bit foggy. Like it's really hard to try to do two things at once right now, and that's what this show is. So, every character has 6 attributes. Every attribute has 3 skills that are associated with it. So, for example, this is probably like the most boring example. The vigor attribute, it informs your one-handed weapon skill, your two-handed weapon skill, and your pole arms weapon skill, right? Oh, they just get obliterated when they try to go into any light field. So, you know how in D&D... So here's an example, right? Basically of why this should not be in the game. Like, why it's not a worthwhile inclusion. In D&D, your attributes... Less so in, I think, in more... It's because it's less important in more recent editions of the game, but historically, your attributes would directly inform derived statistics, right? So, like, your constitution would impact your HP, and your strength would impact your carrying weight, right?
Right.
As far as I'm aware, Mountain Blade does not function that way.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that the attributes just increase the learning limit of the skills that they are associated with.
Oh, I don't want to talk about learning limits.
Yeah, we discussed learning limits
They don't make
now.
sense.
Yeah, it's nonsense. I'm quite confident that I need that item that I was talking about before. So that's disappointing. Are you for real? Is this actually just a dead end? Hold on, I gotta...
Use your
think.
goggles.
I did, but I will use them again. Use my goggles. Use my googles.
Both pairs.
Yep.
Check for traps.
I will check for all the traps. Where's the closest portal? Can't actually go through there, so it's that one.
I miss having fun.
Harsh.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I think I can. That I think is where I got something important. I think I can go back that way now that I have power bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've still got options. I got places to be. So goggle 1, nothing invisible. Goggle 2, nothing sound based.
Okay. Did I show you the Gaga's video?
What?
Gaga and Gaga video? No, I didn't. Okay.
Nope.
I will bring you up to speed eventually so that it can be a cultural reference point that we can share instead of me just knowing it in isolation. You're boiling in oil. You just trying to live an exciting life? What was that?
I didn't think that it would stop me.
Oh.
I just sort of thought that I could boost through it.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, from my perspective, it looked like you were just sitting there.
no, I was the Ingu stops the morph ball, apparently.
I see. I didn't mean to call you out so hard. It's just that
No, I mean it just sort of looked like I just decided to stop playing the game.
yeah, well,
For a
and
second.
you don't often make major errors.
It wasn't a major error. I took
It wasn't even
some
an
damage.
error. Not really. It was just the learning.
Yeah.
Because now that you know that, that was an error.
I'm not going to repeat the same mistake. See, I thought that it was going straight across, but it's actually going. See how it goes slightly forward.
See, yeah.
Yeah, that was an error.
Anyways, case in point. So, yeah. Normally, your gameplay is super smooth, and so I was like, what happened?
I guess I must have I've never tried to just boost ball my way through an ing
Jelly.
before. Yeah.
Well,
It looks
I don't know
really-
why you wouldn't have.
It looks really slick. Like, I don't know.
To me, it looks cloudy.
I was sort of expecting that I would just breeze right through it. I didn't think that I would get stuck. So Mountain Blade. The whole skill system feels like a draft. It feels like...
Would you say it's definitely something you expected to see change?
Yeah, radically. So my hope was, my dream was like, okay, this is like a holdover from, it's just something that one of the developers, they're just familiar with it because they play a lot of D&D. And they haven't put a lot of thought into it yet, but they're going to do a better job. They're going to make something that is more specific to their needs here, right? No. That's not what happened. Did I already do... Yeah, I already did all of the jumping around with the little spheres there. Although I think I might have just made an error. Yeah, it's above me. I'm trying to get back to main research. Whoops. So... And it's not just the attributes. It's just like you could cut the attributes entirely and just focus on the skills. Because, whoa, everybody dies. You're dying. You're dead. You're dead. You're dying. I killed you. So, the system already actually just focuses on the skills, you know? I mean, and there are really two options here. Either the attributes do impact your character's core functionality in some small way that I have not noticed, and that's still like a problem, because that means that either the effect is so minor that it can be overlooked by someone that's played the game for like hundreds of hours. Or it means that at the very least they need to do more to... They really need to do more to make it clear to the player what is happening. So it should probably have some sort of tooltip that's like, hey, every X points you have in strength makes it to where like the effects of equip load are diminished. And I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that that's how it works, you know? So they could probably cut the attributes entirely, and the game would just be enhanced by it. It would just be streamlined. And similarly, this is a much longer topic of conversation, because I think it would be a little more contentious, but you could probably cut or redistribute most of the game's 18 skills, right? Are we at the end of another episode?
Yeah, we are.
Man! Okay, so real fast, just as an example, so that way this doesn't necessarily have to bleed into another episode. Crossbows should not be a skill. It's completely baffling, you know? Because it's like, the point of crossbows is that it was supposed to be something that a common soldier could use with minimal training. It is innately an unskilled weapon. So the fact that it is functionally identical to bows, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, wait. If I have to train with a weapon regardless,
why would you train for crossbow?
Or I mean, why pick either one of them? It just comes down to personal preference, and that's kind of boring, you know? It would have been much more interesting if crossbows were very static, and it's like, well, you know what? You know, somebody that got it more or less right, Dark Souls. Dark Souls crossbows are very sedentary, I think is a term you could use to describe them, where it's like they've got relatively low stat requirements, but they never... A really good, well-built bow user can outshoot someone with a crossbow. But if you're a chump with poor aim, if you don't have the stats, then the crossbow is going to be better for you. So there's just one example. Crossbow shouldn't be a skill. It should be its own separate thing where it's just like, no, anybody can pick up a crossbow and get acceptable results, but nobody is going to pick up a crossbow and get extraordinary results.